thing truckers are interested in is how fast their trucks will go and how far their CBs will reach.
Well, hello, my friends. Thanks for joining me, Jim Campbell, as we talk all things trucking. Imagine being on a long journey, desperately needing to rest, but there's nowhere to stop. This isn't just a hypothetical scenario. It's the shocking reality for many truckers in the United States. According to a survey conducted by the U.S. Department of Transportation, a staggering 98% of drivers reported struggles in finding safe parking areas. This is a distressing statistic, given the vital role that truckers play in our economy. The trucking industry needs to fix this parking shortage quickly. In the year 2022 alone, it transported a total of $948 billion in freight. That's almost $1 trillion worth of goods moved across vast distances and ensuring the timely delivery of everything from food to medical supplies. In the same year, trucking employment saw an increase of 8%. This means more drivers on the road, more vehicles needing a place to rest, and more pressure on already strained parking areas. But here's where the problem lies. The growth of truck stops doesn't match this industry growth. This imbalance is causing a serious parking problem for drivers, making the search for a safe place to rest not just a nuisance, but a daily challenge. And this isn't just about comfort. It's about safety, too. Tired drivers are a hazard, both to themselves and to others on the road. Without adequate rest, the risk of accidents increases, putting lives in jeopardy. But it's also about fairness. Truckers are the backbone of our economy, working long hours to ensure that goods are delivered on time. They deserve to have access to safe, comfortable truck stops and rest areas where they can recharge before getting back on the road. The scarcity of safe rest areas for truckers isn't just a minor inconvenience, it's a serious problem that needs addressing. It's time for us to recognize the importance of this issue and work towards comprehensive solutions that ensure the safety and well-being of our truckers. After all, they do so much for us. It's only right that we do the same for them. So, what's causing the shortage of rest areas for our truckers? Well, let's delve into this pressing issue. Firstly, there are limited spaces and zoning restrictions that hinder the expansion of rest areas. Establishing new rest areas is not as easy as it sounds. It requires considerable space, which can be a challenge in densely populated areas. Moreover, zoning restrictions often limit the creation of new rest areas, leading to inadequate facilities for truckers. The increasing demand for truck parking spaces surpasses the available supply, and as the trucking industry continues to grow, the existing infrastructure struggles to keep pace, exacerbating the problem. Secondly, we have the issue of urbanization. The rapid expansion of cities and towns has led to a surge in demand for land. As a result, potential areas that could be designated for truck parking are often taken over for commercial or residential development. Prime real estate near highways, which could ideally serve as rest areas, is frequently earmarked for other purposes. This leaves our truckers with fewer options for safe and legal parking. Finally, there's the matter of how truckers are paid and the regulations they must abide by. Truckers are generally paid by the mile, not by the hour, and they must take a 10-hour break after every 11 hours of driving. To maximize their earnings, truckers strive to drive as much as possible within their working hours. The search for a parking spot, therefore, becomes an expensive endeavor. In fact, truckers spend an average of 56 minutes a day just looking for parking, which equates to an annual loss of roughly $4,600 per trucker due to parking shortages. In conclusion, the lack of rest areas is not just a symptom, but a reflection of deeper issues in our society and industry. It's a complex problem that requires an equally complex solution, involving everyone from policymakers to communities and private stakeholders. We must ensure that our truckers have the rest they need to navigate our roads safely. Now, let's add another layer to this problem: the switch to electric vehicles or EV trucks. You see, the Environmental Protection Agency, under the Joe Biden administration, enacted new standards requiring a transition from diesel-powered to electric trucks, starting with the 2027 model year. The new standards put into place by the Joe Biden administration appear to be illogical in nature, as the United States simply does not have the infrastructure in place to handle the mandate of all vehicles switching to EV electric power in such a short time frame. One significant hurdle is the added weight of the batteries in EV trucks. These power sources can push the weight of a truck up by 16,000 to 24,000 pounds. This extra weight eats into the freight capacity of each truck, meaning they can't carry as much cargo as their diesel counterparts. Consequently, we're going to need more trucks on the road to haul the same amount of freight. Now imagine the impact this could have on our already strained rest areas. More trucks mean more drivers needing to take breaks, exacerbating the problem of finding safe and available parking spaces. The switch to EV trucks also brings up another issue: range and recharging time. Currently, EV trucks have a range of 200 to 300 miles before they need to recharge. This might sound like a fair distance, but in the trucking world, it's a relatively short trip. Unlike filling up a diesel tank, recharging an electric truck's batteries isn't a quick pit stop. It can take hours. And remember, our truck drivers are already racing against the clock, trying to cover as much ground as they can within their legal hours of service. Picture this: a driver nearing the end of their range with their hours of service ticking down, desperately searching for a rest area to recharge and rest. But the rest areas are already overcrowded, and the charging stations are in high demand. It's a stressful situation that could become a daily reality for many truck drivers in the near future. So, while the move to EV electric trucks may seem to some as a crucial step, it's clear that it presents its own unique challenges. We need to consider these hurdles and plan ahead. We must ensure that our infrastructure can support this transition, not just in terms of charging stations, but also in providing enough parking areas for our increasing number of truck drivers. The switch to EV trucks, while beneficial for the environment, presents its own unique challenges for our truckers. Our trucking industry is more than just an assembly of tractor trailers. It's a vital cog in the machinery of our economy. One of the major problems in the trucking industry is that we have lawmakers making rules and regulations that truckers must follow. And these same government rulemakers have never seen the inside of a truck and don't anything about what they vote for. Every item we buy, every product we use, has likely spent some time on a truck. In fact, in 2024, trucks are expected to move more than 70% of all freight transported in the United States. But the industry is under threat, not just from the transition to electric vehicles, but also from a critical shortage of safe parking areas for truck drivers. As we've seen, this is a crisis with far-reaching effects. It affects the well-being of our truckers, the safety of our roads, and the very heartbeat of our economy. So what can we do? How can we ensure that our truckers have the rest they need while also keeping the wheels of our economy turning? The answer lies in innovation, collaboration, and understanding. Firstly, we need to consider public-private partnerships for expanding rest areas. Governments can work with businesses to identify suitable locations, perhaps repurposing underutilized land, and establish new rest areas. This isn't just about creating more parking spaces. It's about providing safe, secure, and comfortable places for our truckers to rest and recharge. Secondly, we can harness technology for better parking management. Imagine an app that allows truckers to find, reserve, and pay for parking spots in advance. This would not only save valuable time, but also reduce the stress and uncertainty that many truckers face at the end of a long day on the road. Lastly, we need policy changes for more flexible trucking regulations. The current regulations are rigid and often force truckers to drive when they're tired or rest when they're not. By introducing more flexibility, we can allow truckers to manage their own schedules, ensuring they can rest when they need to and drive when they're alert and ready. But none of these solutions will work unless we, as a society, recognize the importance of this issue and support initiatives to increase rest areas for truckers. We need to raise awareness, lobby our lawmakers, and put pressure on businesses to play their part. This is not just a trucking issue, it's a societal issue. It's about fairness, safety, and respect for the men and women who keep our economy moving. It's about understanding that every item we buy, every product we use, has a cost. And part of that cost is ensuring that our truckers can do their jobs safely and efficiently. So, let's take action. Let's support our truckers and the industry that plays such a vital role in our lives. Let's work together to find solutions, to ensure that every trucker has a safe place to rest, and to make our roads safer for everyone. Let's remember, when we support our truckers, we're not just helping them, we're ensuring the smooth operation of our economy and making our roads safer for everyone. Take care, be well, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
I can't hardly wait till I'm a trucker.